Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I sure do miss your smiling faces. I'm excited to be here today to get back to some crafting, and since we're doing this online it might be a little bit different, but hopefully we'll all be together soon and we can have fun together. So today we're going to do a paper sculpture, and I chose this project because you can do it with things that you have on hand. All I've used are different colored papers. If you don't have construction paper, you can kind of change this up and use strips of magazines or newspaper, cardboard, pretty much anything you have on hand. So we're going to start by, I used a little board, but if you have a piece of cardboard, you can cover that in black paper. I like the black because it really makes my colors stand out. I've got my tools ready, so I've got some scissors, I've got a glue stick, and I've got a little bit of tacky glue that we're going to use for a couple of different items on here. And then I've got 4 strips of different colored papers. And I kind of went with some bright colors because I like those, and I threw some white in there. So it's fun if you have a little contrast. The other thing that I have is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's kind of a little cone sticking up here. So I've taken another piece of paper and traced a circle using a small glass, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So to get started, we're going to make some different shapes with the paper. The first one we're going to do is this blue, and it's pretty easy. So all you basically want to do is start at one end and make a fold, just like that. And then you're gonna turn it over, make a fold the other way, and just continue on with that. And in a minute, you'll have a shape that's kind of like an accordion. You can see how that's kind of coming together. Doesn't have to be perfectly even. In fact, when it's not, sometimes it's even a little more interesting. So here's what I ended up with. I'm going to take 2 of these corners and I'm going to fold them down because I have to have a way for this to stand up. And I'll take the glue stick, hopefully, here we go, and just put some glue along that edge. And do the same on the other side. Then we're going to place this on the board. So just press down, kind of flip this up. I always like to make a little bit of a mess. And there's your first shape. So that's kind of fun. Next, we're going to simply make a little circle. So just to add some more interest to this one, I took a little hole puncher and just punched some holes. The other thing you could do if you wanted to would be to take a marker and draw some different diagonal lines or circles, dots, whatever strikes your fancy. And then once again, I'll put a little glue on this edge and put this together like that. And then I'm going to put some glue on the outside and place this on my board. It doesn't matter where you put them, anything that, that pleases you. But I'm going to try and space them out a little bit just for interest. The next one we'll make is this little swirly, and to do that I simply used a pencil and I started rolling the paper around the pencil kind of on top of each other. And you want to roll it pretty tight. You're going to go all the way to the end with that. And then take it off, and you have a cool little swirly-do. Same thing with this. I'm going to fold down this edge And I'll put some glue on here. And I think I'll place this one kind of in the center. So it's starting to come together a little bit now. I want something a little higher. It's kind of fun if all your shapes are different sizes. It adds more interest. So I'm going to do the same thing with this paper in my pencil, but I'm going to do it a little different. And I'm going to twirl it around this. But instead of doing it on top of the paper, I'm going to kind of make it into more of a spiral. So there you go. You can pull it up as loose as you want or leave it as tight as you want. Same thing, put a little glue on the bottom. Whoops. And attach it. I think I'll put that right there. Okay, so he's kind of flopping down a little bit. Whoops. It's a little bit of trial and error sometimes to get it to stick. And I think what I'll do is, whoops. This little guy doesn't want to stick. There we go. Sometimes you have to hold it for a minute. Okay, so that's kind of fun. The last one I'm going to do is a cone, and with this one, I'll use this piece of paper that I traced a circle on with the glass, cut it out. And then I'm going to, so I can find the center of my paper, just gonna kind of fold it in half, but not all the way, and press it with my fingers a little bit. So I know that's the center, and I'm gonna cut up to that line. All right, and then you just twist these together, and you've got a cone. So I'm gonna take the glue stick on one edge of that cut and fold it over and press on that. So the cone, we're not going to be able to really glue this down. I've got to make some little tabs, and that's pretty easy to do. I'll just cut a strip of paper. I'm going to cut it in half, put a little glue here, do the same with the other piece of paper. And I'm going to glue this inside of my cone. So I've got these two little tabs hanging out. Looks like a little hat, kind of. I'm going to fold them over to the inside. I'll put a little glue on the edges. And since I've already got pink over here, I'm going to put this little guy right inside of my accordion piece. It's a little tricky, but sort of reach in there, stick that down, and there you have it. Kind of fun, isn't it? So you can hang it on your wall. You can set it on a table. You can move things around if you want to. It's kind of fun to play with. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll look forward to seeing you next week, and we'll use paper once again, but we're going to make something completely different. So let's have fun, take time in your day to do some crafts, and use your imagination, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.